What's up, folks? It's your boy DT 2.0, and today is a sad day. It's a funeral for one of these computers because one has to go back. I have to decide between the Alienware m15 OLED on this side or the one with the 300 hertz panel on this side. I've been comparing them for the last 5 days and my decision is pretty much made. So which one did I pick? Now the only difference between the two obviously is the color and the screen technology, but other than that, the specs on both computers are exactly the same, right? The Core i7 10875, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, RTX 2070 Super. None of that Max Q bullshit. The OLED is in Luna White because that's the only color that allows you to get the OLED. It doesn't come in Dark Side of the Moon, which is complete and utter bullshit because it's only casing. But if you get the OLED, you must get the Luna White. You can get the 300 hertz panel in either color. But I was really digging this color. And I was really digging the screen, but that OLED just does something to you. So quick tip, if you go to Dell's website right now, they are running a 17% off sale. It's back on. So if you're thinking about getting one on the cheap, now is the time. The 300 hertz panel that I bought this one for was $1,900. I don't know if you watched my other video, but I bought it. I decided not to keep it. They offered me $170 back. So originally it was $2,072 with taxes and shipping. After they give me the $170 back, that'll bring it down to $1,902. So it's just $2 but rounded off to $1,900. And then the OLED panel, pretty much the same thing. The only difference is the upgrade of the 150 to the OLED panel, and I ended up paying pretty much $2,100 after taxes and shipping. Both were bought during a sale at some shape, form, or fashion, but I don't know what it is and what they have with this 17% off. But I think because it worked last time, they probably sell a lot of damn computers this time. They both came fast, so if you're thinking about shipping and running out of parts, just keep your eye on your right-hand side as you build your order and see if the shipping dates change, because if they do, your part's probably not in stock. So which one did I choose? I chose the OLED, all right? And the reason why the screen is off right now and I don't have it on to compare it to, one, it'll blow out this cheap-ass camera I got, and two, I have it hooked up to my OLED TV that I have in the back because that was the final test, right? But the OLED, obviously, if just like you're comparing an OLED TV to a LCD TV, especially one that's matte, if you can find one, it's brighter, crisper, and more color accurate. And in the computer sense, I do more than just game. So I do a whole lot of other stuff. I do work stuff on here. I check email and then write some documents. I also do some music and video editing, obviously, because I'm doing these videos as a hobby. But that was another contributing factor. And oh yes, this one did come with the Tobii eye tracking software, but I don't use it. I just turned it off because it's probably wasting processing power. It was fun to play with at first, but please, you don't have to add it because even in the game, it's okay, right? It was not awe-inspiring or like, wow, I gotta have it. But it was okay to play with it and cool that it can follow your eyes, but kind of creepy at the same time, right? I don't know what my FBI agent thinks about me now since I looked at the screen all crazy, but anyway, I tested both on a 4K LED TV. One was the LG OLED and one was the Samsung. The Samsung in the back can do the 1440p at 120 hertz. I connected this computer up to that 4K TV and it pumped out, or was able to pump out, the 1440 at 120, no problem. Both TVs can do 4K at 60 hertz, and right now I have it set up at 4K at 60 hertz and it's running at 60 frames per second steady. So 60 frames per second on here looks a little bit different than on the big display because I don't know, because I'm used to my video games playing at 60 frames per second max on the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. So looking at it on TV, it's the same movement, but just a lot crisper. Now, all of these things that I can do with this OLED, as far as hooking it up to the TV and pumping out those that resolution and those frames, I can do with the 300 hertz panel. right? Because it's all about the video card, right, and the processor. But it's something about this OLED color that just draws you in, right? Especially when you're comparing them side by side, like I've been doing, like I said, for the last 5 days, which was a mistake. I think if I'd have bought this one and just liked it and hooked it up to the TV and did all of those things with it, I probably would have kept it, closed the door, boom, nothing more said and done, right? Looked at OLED as something I'll buy in the future when it can be 4K 120 hertz in the future. But when I bought both of them, knowing I was going to return one and compare them side by side, oh my God, it was no comparison. So my advice to you, don't do what I did, especially if you like high frame rates, because you will, I guarantee you will fall in love with the look of the screen, especially when playing YouTube videos or videos in general, or movies side by side. All right, like I said before, the only reason I would keep the 300 hertz panel is because of that silky smoothness in high frame rates when I'm playing sports games. So when I'm playing Madden and NBA 2K, the player movement is absolutely ridiculous. It's acceptable on the OLED at 60 frames, right? Because that's what I'm used to playing when I'm playing on the console, max. But when you're playing it and it's hovering around 120, 140, 150, that player movement is just looks so real, it's ridiculous. And I said that exactly like I meant it, ridiculous, right, on the 300 hertz panel. So if you have your heart set on high frame rates, I repeat, do not try the OLED. Do not do it, because you're going to fall in love with it, and then you'll be doing the same thing I'm doing right now, making excuses why to keep it, even though you love the high frame rate, but knowing that you can buy an external monitor to do the same thing that this one does. Yeah, it's going to cost a couple of extra bucks, but at the same time, having a bigger monitor was in my plans anyway. So there you have it. Right, it's both issues have been resolved by making one decision. Right, I'm not going to tell you which monitor I bought, because I'm probably going to do a review on that. I'll probably go through a few of those before I have my heart or settle on a monitor that I like. But I think the one that I have coming will probably fit the bill, because I've already looked at a few reviews on YouTube. But there's just like these two computers, there's not that many reviews out there. So don't be surprised if I come up with one or make one. So that's that. My decision is with the OLED. Even though I didn't like the white, I'm getting used to it. I bought the mouse to match. So if I would have kept the 300 megahertz, this would have went back, and I would have got the Dark Side of the Moon one, because we can't have that mismatch shit. Is it mismatch, or mix and match? I think I said that in another video. Anyway, I was able to tame the temperature, learn how the Alienware control center worked, and learn the different profiles. So I'm able to tame the heat and keep it fairly cool. I am probably going to do undervolt. I know somebody commented on one of my videos before of how to undervolt, but I'm not going to do that repaste. I'm not going to bust it open and take off the motherboard. That's just a little bit too technical for me. Too dangerous. Still under warranty. So if I break it, it's probably not going to break the warranty if I go in and add an SSD, but I'm pretty sure I'll do it if I go in and take off the fans and motherboard and all that. So not going to try it. I'll watch some videos, but that's about as far as it's going to go. If it gets too hot, it's covered for the first year, and I think my credit card definitely covers it for the second year if something happens to it. So that's my decision. Another video down. Thanks for watching. This your boy DT 2.0. Peace.